welcome back. We are getting ready to start the Grassman National Enduro. So here we go, road 28, test 3. And we're starting down here in the bottom. It's kind of got a little bit of moisture down there, but as soon as we head up this hill, you guys will actually see the conditions we were dealing with today. So right away, I'm sure you guys can see it's a little bit on the dusty side, but it was still super fun trail and awesome trail, so can't complain too much, but wish there would have been a little bit of moisture for sure. And then this test actually had some spots that the dirt was pretty good, so we're going through one of those spots right now. You can kind of see right here, you gotta tiptoe a little bit just to keep the tires on the trail, and it was a little bit off camera right there, so one little slip and you're gonna be right off that. You're gonna have a hard time getting back up probably. So that section was a little slick, but now we're on to some good flowing flat stuff. Trying to navigate our way through these silt ruts, and I gotta keep it in the back of my mind that I can't trust them too much because I know it's just a whole bunch of powder just sitting there. So if I do, I'm just gonna blow right through it and end up on the ground. But yeah, trying to go through them obviously as quick as I can and kind of keep my momentum really going through them the whole time is really the goal. And obviously that's gonna help you go faster. So. I was honestly surprised to see how many hills there were at this place. It was pretty hilly for the most part. There wasn't too much that was just flat stuff, so it was cool to see some elevation for sure. Nice little line there, was able to cut off a little corner. Going up these downs, knowing not to trust those ruts. It's in the back of my head, but you know, not really thinking about it too much. But going down this, I saw the corner coming, but I didn't see that tree, and had to go a little bit left, and man, that could have been bad if we would have just kept going down that hill. May have been a tough time getting back up, so it's a good thing we just kind of lost the front end, was able to yank it back up real quick and then continue on the trail, and got my heart rate going. But we're back on the trail. Not too big of a mistake, but got to try to make up some time now for sure. Got another corner like that, and luckily that one I was looking ahead enough, saw it coming, and had time to get ready for it. So hit that one pretty good, rather compared to the last one. like on this test 3 here, you had to pay attention to the arrows, because there was some trails going left and right, and you really had to look at the arrows to see which way to go. And luckily by 28, you know, the trail was pretty beat in for the most part, but I could see if you were on an early row, it may have been a little confusing. So good thing we were on 28. I kind of had it in my mind after about the first couple times that I noticed it, and I really had to think about looking at the arrows and making sure we were going the right way sometimes. That's what's awesome though about some of these enduro races, is you're just reading the trail for the first time, so you have no clue where it's going to go before you hit it, and so you're just trying to read it and go as fast as you can at the same time. Thank you. Going through some more rolling hills here and crossing some ditches and everything like that. Found another hotline, so that's always good. And it's always good when you see those lines and you know other people's taking them, but still, I mean, at least you're not taking the slower one and knowing that other people are making up time on you. So it's always good to look out for those kind of lines. And then, yeah, just through some of this, I felt like I was going pretty good. And then some of it, I felt like, man, I could have made up a little bit of time there or here. And right here you can kind of hear I let off the gas just a little early. Could have stayed on a little harder, but you know, just small things you can improve on all the time, and just trying to work on that, I guess. So keep on going here and try to keep the intensity up through the last little bit of this test. This section through here was a little bit turny and kind of tight. Couldn't just go full throttle the whole time or you'd be off in the trees, but it was good to kind of slow it down and really had to keep focused to keep the intensity high. It was really easy just to kind of slack off and just ride around. Luckily though, you know, it's an enduro, so we don't have too many people that we gotta pass, just the people that we catch up to from the other rows. But other than that, there's not too many people to pass, so we don't have the dust line up, and it's usually you can see most of the time here. And so I see that guy sitting there. I'm thinking the trail goes right coming down that hill. I see the arrows pointing left, so I'm like, oh, alright, well, I'm not sure what he was doing there, but he confused me. But we got it. We turned left here and saw the arrows, luckily. Now we're making our way down through a pretty cool creek here. It had like a little overhanging cave right there, and didn't even notice that while I was racing, but that was pretty cool right there. There was quite a few creek sections here at this race. I think we had one in test 1, and then here in 3, and then I think another one later in the day. So it was cool to see the creeks, and one of them even had water in it, so nice to cool down throughout the day, and just something different throughout the day, really. Alright, I know we can't be too far from the finish because this test seems like it's been going for quite a while now in my head, but just trying to finish out strong here. And we ended the day 17th overall and 7th in Pro 2, so it wasn't the best day, not the worst, you know. Seems like it's been like that for a little bit, but coming out not too many huge mistakes, and we're going to try to rip it up for the next one. The next one's in Missouri, so kind of the home race. And we'll see you guys there, Park Hills, Missouri, for the next Enduro. And obviously we're going to be racing some local races and other things, so be sure to subscribe to keep up, and see you guys at the races.